Miss Canali, and I want to introduce this great project called book commercials. And this trimester, I'm going to be requiring each one of you to do a book commercial, which is an advertisement, a short, impromptu testimonial about the books you've read and enjoyed. Just think about how you might get a friend to read a book that you really loved. This is a chance for you to share books that you love with the class and recommend those books to other readers in the class. All right, so once a week I will ask several people to present their book commercials to the class. What kind of things should you include in your book commercial? Well, obviously the first thing might be the title, the author, and I would love to hear what the genre of that book is. There are several other good things to include. Good reasons to read it. Why should anyone else want to read it? Main idea. Another point is, and besides that, some maybe background information on the book. An interesting thing to also include would be how did you relate to it? Your personal opinion or reaction is another point, and maybe a short piece of text. You want to hook your audience, your fellow readers, into reading the book, so you want to make it very convincing. Right now, I'm going to model a book commercial for you so you know what to do when you present your own. All right, this is the introduction to my book commercial. But before I recommend the book that I'm going to be telling you about, I'd like to explain a reason, only one of many, that I love to read. You can travel to a place you may not be able to afford. You can travel back in time or forward in time. You can see life from an entirely different perspective through someone else's eyes. You can gain insight and understanding about groups of people you don't know very well. And really, it's for all of these reasons I'd like to tell you about this book. First of all, this book was recommended to me by one of my students. She actually loaned me her very own book to read, and the lesson that I've learned is that books recommended by students themselves are actually books other students will read. That's the end of my introduction, and now I will give you a brief synopsis of what this book is about. The title of the book is One Crazy Summer by Rita Williams Garcia. All right, this story is about three sisters, Delphine, who is the oldest, Vanetta, and Fern, who have been raised by their dad and grandma in Brooklyn, New York. And this is the story of their travel out to Oakland, California to meet their mother, Cecile, who essentially abandoned them the day after Fern, the youngest, was born. She's a poet now who can't really be bothered too much taking care of them, so she decides to send them to the People's Center so they can eat breakfast. All right, that's the end of my synopsis, and this is a slice of the story where I read a portion. Right, so this is when Cecile, their mother, sends them to the People's Center, which is actually where it's a gathering of Black Panthers. If you girls want breakfast, go on down to the People's Center. We said all together, the People's Center. Without skipping a beat, Cecile said, next to the library on Orchard. Just keep walking till you see kids and old people lined up. You're not going to take us? I didn't mean it to worm out as a question, and was mad at myself for asking instead of stating. You don't need me to walk down the street. The park is on the other side. Y'all can run around after breakfast or stay for the program at the center. It don't make me no difference. Cecile pointed a fountain pen at me. 2 more pens were stuck in her hair. You the oldest? You can read street signs. Vanetta, indignant, said, I can read street signs too. Me too. Instead of saying, I didn't ask for all of that like I expected, Cecile smacked her palm against her thigh and said, Then, that settles it. Step out this door, cross the street, keep going a block till you get to Orchard. If you can read, you can't miss the O in Orchard. Turn left, keep walking till you see the library. Center's on the same block. Can't miss it. Nothing but black folks in black clothes rapping revolution and a line of hungry black kids. Then she cut herself off from us, tapped her fountain pen, and repeated, Black folks in black clothes rapping revolution. My sisters and I didn't make a move toward the door. We couldn't believe our ears. Our crazy mother was sending us outside to find militant strangers if we wanted to eat. All right, that ends the slice of my story, and now I would like to share a connection that I have with this story. It helped me remember what it was like to be the oldest in charge of my siblings. So I was the oldest in my family, and when my mom had to work 2 jobs, I was the one in charge. All right, now I'm going to end my book commercial with just 4 words. It's a great read.